Hey guys, we got some new information. Hey, with regards to this T Hood situation. Now, excuse my dog. I have her in here because they're doing something in the bathroom. So let's get into it. So we originally thought that, hey, this situation with T Hood, it seemed like maybe justice wasn't getting served, but we know that is a lie. What we are finding out is that T Hood family is being exposed because now they have this GoFundMe, and I'm being told that they are probably trying to get GoFundMe money, and they know that this narrative that they put out is not true. But instead of being honest or not even saying anything, because in all honesty, the information is coming out with regards to who this guy really is. They're trying to get money out of the people because the information is coming out. Witnesses has given statements to the police, and the reason why this has been ruled as a self-defense, honey, because they got videos, they got witness statements from people who live there. They're saying this man had a pow pow, and there's so much more information, y'all, that I got that I want to get into. Okay.
She don't miss nothing, got the scoop on lock. Spilling all the tea while it's still too hot. Late Keisha, queen of the plot. Hit that bell cause the tea
Please,
don't
please,
stop.
I don't have any time for any gossip now. Eh? Yes.
So listen, did T Hood family blow this entire situation up strictly to try to get money from the public? Well, one thing we know that they said that was a lie is that this man definitely was putting his hands on women, and possibly putting his hands on them too. If you look at the reports that has been surfacing online, this guy has an extensive background for putting his hands on women. Okay. Now, the family would have you believe that they never knew that it happened. That is so crazy because I know a specific person in my family. I don't even really talk to them, but I know that they do this same thing, put their hand on women, because, people talk. And when people talk, you get to know their business. So the fact of the family saying that they don't know about this is a lie. Now, them putting up this GoFundMe saying that they want to seek justice is ludicrous and crazy, and they are scamming the public trying to get money because I want to know, how is it that a man putting his hands on a woman consistently, now you want to seek justice for him? Why not seek justice for the people he has put his hands on? Now, the story has been said by this family that, it was a setup. Well, if you have not found out by now, that is a lie. I have more information that I'm going to show y'all on a live, different reports of different things, that we'll talk about later. But what I want to let y'all know is that that data does exist, and this man was, in fact, an abuser. Okay. Because we got the records. Okay. Now, this is what I want y'all to understand. Um, and I said this on the last video that I don't think anything's going to happen to Kai. They have overwhelming evidence that he would walk even if they tried to convict him. First of all, they're saying that the neighbors gave statements that Kelsey was screaming and hollering, trying to get away from this man and trying to get help. They said, oh, he was outside. Well, I guess if somebody chasing you and you run outside, then you may be outside too. So the fact that they're saying this man was outside has nothing to do with the act that had taken place at that home. They are also alleging that Kai was actually at work and just happened to come home like normal people do when they get off work. And this had already taken place. And if you guys recall, in the police report, it does say that Kai was not there when this started, but he eventually came home. So imagine coming home to somebody in your house getting a head smack. You know what I mean? Just imagine that. So, what they also said is that this man had a pum pum. So he had it, it was on his person, which really explains a lot of things. Now, another thing that they're saying, which is rather unfortunate, and is really sad, and we see this a lot. They're alleging that I'm sorry, not Kai's mom. They're alleging that T Hood's mom was also a victim of DV, which is very sad because then it would make sense. I'm not going to say it makes sense, but generally, if we do not fix the trauma in our life, we will repeat it. So this makes sense, and it when I say it makes sense, it doesn't make sense. But I'm saying the order in which they're saying that this man is going around putting his hands on women, it would make sense now because he has allegedly come from that and saw that happen to his mother. So what I would say is it's probably some unhealed, undiagnosed trauma that this man has, and unfortunately, it has led to him not being here. Now, think about that for a moment, because if this is in fact correct that his mother was also a victim, it makes sense why she would understand and think it's okay. Because listen, it happened to me and I dealt with it. I came out fine. It's okay that he's smacking and smashing everybody's head because listen, it happened to me. Now, I'm not saying it did happen to me. I'm just saying that that's probably what his mother was thinking. And that is probably the reason why they allowed this behavior. Now, one other thing that I want to touch on is this GoFundMe money. Now, the family knows about all of this. What is the reason that they're going around telling the public all of these lies when they know for a fact what has happened? Because keep in mind, y'all, the detectives have shared this information with them. Okay. So it's not like they wouldn't know this information. So the fact that they're putting this false information out, basically saying that their son or her son is a saint and somebody just set him up, and he didn't do anything wrong. And we don't know anything about the DV because, I mean, if it really happened, I mean, Kelsey, she should have just called the police. And anyway, if it really happened, why is there no police report? There is. So the fact of them saying that it wasn't a police report, it was, and we're going to get to that later, because I have that information, and I'm going to try to, I got to do something else with it, but it just again leads me to this. The family is trying to get y'all money. Now, they got to GoFundMe. It seems like now, since people are finding out that they are some liars, that the GoFundMe has remained at whatever number it's at. I don't recall because I'm not donating to it. And it also leads you to kind of really figure this whole thing out. These people knew what they were doing from the beginning. They ran this campaign on, my son was taken out by some celebrity people, and the police is covering it up because they was paid and yada yada yada. This is a whole lie if you ever heard one. Now, if you guys recall, this is not the police report, but this is like a news release that the police released to different municipalities depending on where you live. Now, in this particular release that they released, what it says is that, when Kai arrived, it did not specifically say his name, but it said when this person arrived that there was already, this domestic situation had already started in the home. Now, you guys are trying to figure out, okay, so what led to this actually happen? Imagine you coming home, somebody with a pow beating the hell out of somebody in your house. You have to do what you have to do to protect your home. This man has a history of DV. He has, been in, jail for it. This is not a good person. So unfortunately, this happened to him. And I'm going to tell y'all this. If you are, somebody that's been through trauma, as I said, we all have, get yourself some help, because listen, you cannot run around putting your hands on people and think that it's going to be a walk, a cake walk in the park, and that nothing is going to happen to you. So, a lot of times people look at a person like a Kai and say, oh, they ain't going to do nothing. Oh, he ain't did this. He ain't going to do, you see what I'm saying? And you don't know what a person would do when they feel like they got their back up against the wall and that they have to protect themselves or their home. Think about it. This guy T Hood with a pow, Kai's probably thinking, I got to do what I got to do because this dude got a history. Hey, he did what he had to do. Unfortunately, somebody is not here. You must keep your hands off people. Now, I want y'all to make sure y'all join later because we're going to go live and talk about these different instances of DV that the family is saying that they never heard of or they didn't know about. But we see the text messages when Kelsey is saying, y'all never are helping me when it comes to the DV. So why would but the family don't know. So y'all make sure y'all join later.
Got the scoop on lock, spilling all the tea while it's still too hot. Late Keisha, queen of the plot. Hit that bell cause the tea don't stop.